Shut up and sit down.
Yo, what up, man? This is Shaggy 2 Dope from Insane Clown Posse. Right now, serious note, man. You out there struggling, man. You out there just trying to slide by, thinking you sinking, man. Don't worry, somebody out there for you, man. There's somebody out there reaching a helping hand to help you back up, help you back on shore, help you back up on the legs, man. Get you back in that cell. Juggalos in recovery, man.
Give a shout out to all the Juggalos in recovery.
Hey, what's up? This is Movie Mac. Giving a special shout out to all the Juggalos in recovery.
Fact is, if you need help, Juggalos in recovery are for you.
We're in the same fight together, so keep fighting.
You feel like your life has become unmanageable. There's nothing embarrassing about asking for help, especially when those who want to help you are Juggalos.
You got your Juggalo brothers and sisters out there willing to help you. That's the only way you can do it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, one day at a time, and it really does work. I feel so much better, life is so much better, and the future is looking so much brighter, right?
Recovery. If you need the help,
Because ain't nobody above recovery. I'm in recovery, and I swear on my life that Juggalos in recovery can help you. Put your hand out and get a little helping hand from that boy. You know what I'm saying? Woo!
It's a great way to be proud of yourself. I'm proud of you. Much love, Juggalos in recovery. Woo, woo.
What's up, y'all? Let's start with some updates. So, Juggalos in Recovery is now an official nonprofit group. We are in the process of doing our 501c3 to become a tax-exempt nonprofit organization, which means anything you donate to us will be a tax write-off. On top of that, with the 501c3 process, because it's within the first 27 months of us being a legal nonprofit organization, our 501c3 tax exemption will be the start date will be dated the day we became a legal nonprofit organization, which would be the 2nd of November. So if you want to start donating now, feel free. I will get a PayPal set up. I will get a bank account set up. We're in the process of doing all this. I'm doing a lot of stuff for Juggalos in Recovery right now. With that being said, also, if you are a graphic designer, if you make artwork, if you do t-shirts, if you do any type of merchandise, please get a hold of us, and we are willing to work with you on profits and all of that, and make a deal with you if you want your money to go to a specific cause for Juggalos in Recovery. Whatever the case is, get a hold of us through our website, through any of our social media. One of us will get back to you as soon as we possibly can. My email and my wife's email and both the other board of directors' email is on the contact us page on the website. All you gotta do is click the button, and it'll send a message to whoever's profile you clicked on. Also, with that being said, the step videos, the 12-step videos are done for now. If any of you want more explanation on any of the steps that have been done, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and notifications and all that stuff. Also, another thing to be on the lookout for, we have some new merchandise coming in within the next month or two. Been working hard. The merchandise coming in will be limited, since Juggalos in Recovery is just starting out, and I am taking my personal money and buying this merchandise. The way you get better merchandise and more merchandise from us is if you start buying some of the stuff that we have on sale right now. We have an Etsy shop set up. All of the money that is made from the merchandise, every cent of it goes right back into the group. None of us make any profit off of it. It goes right back into the group. I'm also in the process of writing a Juggalos in Recovery book. That way we have a set standard for our recovery program. That does not mean you have to follow the Juggalo in Recovery way to get sober and clean. All that means is that we have some guidance for you to follow when the time comes if you choose us. We have zero problem with you getting help from any other recovery group out there. The only thing we ask is not to push your recovery program to others or force other people into it, because even though it worked for you, it may not work for someone else. Be respectful to that. Alright, today's video is going to be on relationships. I picked this topic because for me, relationships have been really hard. I have been so used to doing things by myself and living by myself and never wanted to rely on anybody. I have had and have trust issues that I am working on or have worked past that stopped me from having any sort of relationship, whether it was friendship, family, acquaintances, romantic relationships, what have you. So I asked a couple older people in my life that have been in long-term relationships for over 20 years, and I asked their opinion on what they would say to someone who is just starting a new relationship. And those two people told me to respect the other person, what their goals are, what their dreams are, and respect their feelings. Communication and trust is what I got out of it. And in the relationship that I'm in now, it's the first time that I've had all of them. And so it is possible. I found out that a lot of the problem was me, because I wasn't ready for it in the past. And you can ask Mrs. Sober that her and I have had our little go-rounds because I tried to go back to my old ways and she wouldn't allow me to. I tried. It didn't work because it's not what I needed. What I needed was to be in a loving, happy, healthy relationship, and now I have a strong woman beside me pushing me to accomplish my goals. And luckily for me, one of my goals was to get Juggalos in Recovery as a nonprofit, so the outcome has already started showing. I'll go through a couple of things that I have learned when it comes to relationships. We'll start with just normal, everyday relationships. When it comes to co-workers, if you want your work life to just be work life, then focus on that. If someone wants to ask you about something personal, just say you're not comfortable with talking about personal stuff at work and keep it at that. If someone at work that you are comfortable with wants you starts asking you personal questions and you're okay with moving that forward into friendship of some sort in the future, then you can open up to them. But you have to follow your gut, not your mind, not your heart, your gut, your instincts. Because your mind is trained at this point to distrust, not have any trust for anybody. And that's a huge thing when it comes to any sort of relationship whatsoever. So what you should do, in my personal opinion, is take it step by step, just like you do with your recovery. Take it one moment at a time. Go until you get to the end of your comfort level. Take a little step further, because you're not going to have any growth if you don't step out of your comfort zone. Go a little bit further until your comfort zone catches up, and keep going. And it's one way to have personal growth, but also have a friendship that could last a lifetime. A lot of the people that we come in contact with is on a very random basis, because of, that's where we're at in the world. There are billions of people in this world, and we're going to come in contact with so many of them that we can meet new people every day. We're not going to get along with everybody. Not everybody's going to like us, and that's okay. Don't worry about people liking you. Worry about you liking you and being yourself in every aspect of your life. And that is when you will get good quality people in your life that you will be able to rely on, that you will be able to love, that you will be able to hold close to you, and they will impact your life in a way that will help you improve. It may not be in the way that you expect them to, but they'll still do it. Let's not go into expectations right now. I've touched on it before, I'm pretty sure. But expectations are horrible to get caught up in. When it comes to a romantic relationship, when you're ready for one, and this is where brutal honesty on your part comes in. When you are brutally honest with yourself that you are ready for one, then take the steps towards it. And a lot of the time, at least for me, with this relationship that I'm in right now and plan on being in for the rest of my life, with this relationship right now, I've had a lot of learning points. And one thing I have learned is, one, I have to actually actively listen to her. I have to make sure she feels that she is heard by me, because she has trusted me with things that go on in her life. And that, in turn, gives me the opportunity to talk to her and her actively and give me what I just gave her in return. Relationships are not always equal at every moment during the relationship. And it's never 50-50. It's either 100 or 100, or 120 or whatever. It all depends on what your partner is feeling that day and what you were feeling that day or that moment. There's a lot of give and take. You have to listen, you have to be open to understanding a point of view that is not yours, which is really hard for a lot of people, especially me. There's a lot of things that my mind has been open to because of this relationship. Her and I moved into a new house together. So we took two households and pushed into one household. I was used to things my way, she was used to things her way, and it was a challenge for us to be able to mold our house into a home for both of us. And it's still in work, but that's what a relationship is. It's a work in progress. Always. You are a team together. And this goes for any relationship, romantic or not. Any person you come in contact with and you end up having some sort of relationship with them. It's a team to make your and that person's life better. Whether it's just having fun that day, whether it's helping them at work, whether it's just listening to them, you impact everybody that you come in contact with, whether you see it or not. And it's okay if you don't, but that's how serious it is. You could change someone's life just by smiling at them walking down the sidewalk or in a store. Not that they can see it nowadays with this whole mask thing. So take this into consideration when you deal with the people you deal with on a daily basis. Ask yourself how much effort you are putting into these relationships. I can tell you right now, I am horrible at communicating with the people that I hold closest to me. I need to work on that, and mentally I try to, and a lot of the times I've got so many other things going on, it's not my top priority, and it should be. Because the people who are closest to me, they mean a lot to me. As some of you might know, I just had a really close friend of mine die recently, and I hadn't talked to him for a while, like over a year. And he was a huge impact on my life. We are not guaranteed tomorrow. You never know what's going to happen. So be grateful for the people that you have. And don't ever say that you have no one, because you have us. Juggalos in Recovery is here for you. All you gotta do is reach out. Relationships are a two-way road. You have to put in effort to receive the effort back. That's where a lot of people, at least they used to say, I'm sure they still say it, you have to earn my respect and my trust to get it in return. That, in my opinion, is false. I will give you respect and I will give you my trust until you break it. I might give you a second chance depending on how much I'm hurt by it. But if you keep breaking my trust and keep disrespecting me, eventually I'm going to give up on you and move on and stop wasting my time and give my time, which is the most valuable thing, to people who deserve it. You have to put effort in. You have to give the respect. You have to give the trust to get it in return. No matter how you swing it, that's how humans work. Every relationship has its own bumps, has its own trials and tribulations, has its own positives and negatives. And some of them are only here for a season, some of them are here for life. Some of them are only here for a few seasons, a couple of years, whatever the case is. But each person that you come in contact with is, in my opinion, someone who belongs in your life at that point in time. So in the back of your mind, remember to appreciate them and learn everything you can from that person. A lot of these things you won't notice right off the bat. I didn't notice how much my friend who just recently passed how much he impacted my life. He impacted my life a lot. So remember this. I'll keep this as short as I can, because I'm sure you guys are sick of the long videos. Remember this. What you give is what you get. Also, you have to be able to love yourself because you will not be able to understand what it is to love someone else if you can't love yourself. I know a lot of people say this. I've lived it, and I truly believe it now, because before, when I thought I loved other people, I might have had love feelings towards them, but I wasn't loving them right until I learned to love myself. Once I started loving myself, I was able to love the other people right. And I'm still working on it, because I'm still working on me. We strive for progress, not perfection. There's no such thing as perfection. It's a figment of your imagination. If you've ever done any kind of woodworking or mechanics or whatever, there's no such thing as perfection. There's always going to be something wrong. Always going to be some little defect that can be improved. Some of them you just learn to accept. Some of them, it's okay to have that small defect, because you can turn it into a strength of yours. That's what we're here for. So stay strong, be safe, welcome Yum Yum Bedlam to the Joker's Cards. Much love. Whoop whoop.